Okay, I want to talk for just a moment about these LED lights. I am so impressed with these. I have to applaud the engineers that have developed these. These are not harsh white blue light. These are warm sunshine. In fact, these are warmer than these old incandescents. And so, Thomas Edison, thanks for the incandescent, but I think you are now beat. The CFLs were a dog. Those were a total bust. I have a garage full of those in a box waiting to be recycled because they got mercury in them. You can't throw them away. But these are expected to last 20 years. And when they first came out, something like this would be like $100. Now you can pick them up for like 20 bucks. They're actually cheaper if you really calculate it than these, not to mention the electric usage. I can light my whole house with these, okay? My entire house with these for less than it costs to run one of these old incandescents. That is huge. So that brings me to the topic of getting off the grid. Most of you don't realize that you are slaves to the grid. Slaves to the grid. And here's why. It's not just that you're hooked up to the grid and you got to pay taxes and the electricity is expensive, blah, blah. You are living in an area that's hooked up to the grid and you are paying so much more for your home. You are paying to be on that grid with your mortgage, with your rent, and you don't even know it. Okay, because I can go out into a rural area and buy a home that's off the grid, 2,000 square foot beautiful home for $30,000 or $40,000, as opposed to being here in town, which gets me on the grid and paying $200,000 or more and being a slave for 30 years to a mortgage. This is absolutely amazing because this gets you off the grid really easy. They use such a little electricity. You could probably power your house if you just had if all you had to worry about was lights for less than $1,000. A deep cycle battery and some cheap solar panels would do it. And even our electronics, are like the new LED TVs and the computers and so forth are using a lot less electricity, especially if say you use a laptop or something. So that takes you to the question, what do we do with the hungry electric devices if we're going to go on the cheap? How do you get rid of your refrigerator? How do you get rid of the microwave? Well, most areas, if you're in a rural area, you have LP gas. Okay, you probably you can't get rid of all your energy problems. So, is it really hard to cook on the stove with LP gas as opposed to using a microwave? Most of us can do that. So we get away without the microwave. And what about the refrigerator? Well, all you RVers know you can get LP gas refrigerators. And so if all you have to run is your lights and your electronics, well, you can get by with a very light alternative energy system, wind turbine, small wind turbine, and maybe some solar panels, and you're set to go. Let me take you out and show you what these are like in my kitchen. These are absolutely amazing. Come on. Okay, what originally inspired switching over to these LEDs was the need for an extremely tall ladder to change these incandescent bulbs out. And so we decided we were going to put some LEDs in just the high receptacles up there, so that we wouldn't have to mess with the ladder. And to our surprise, not only were they just as nice as the incandescents, they were actually better, warmer, nicer light. They're not that bluish, yucky, sharp white light anymore. And they work very well with a dimmer, even just a standard dimmer, if you don't have too many on the circuit. You can dim these down and they look like warm sunshine. And this entire huge room of LED lights, all these lights combined burn less electricity than just one of those incandescents. And I think that's absolutely extraordinary. And the price of them have come way down. When these first came out, they were $100 a piece. Now you can pick these up for about 20 bucks a piece. And so I just want to share that with you. And so that begs the question, what do we do with these old incandescents now? Sorry, Thomas Edison, but you've been beat out. These things, when you run them, they're so hot they burn you when you touch them. Our LED friends here, you touch them when they're running, and they're cool to the touch. They use so little electricity, they're actually cool to the touch. You can maybe feel a little warmness to them, but it's almost undetectable. And so, I don't know. These might have a niche in fast food restaurants heating French fries or something. But I think we're ready to say goodbye to the incandescent light and those awful CFLs. See you, bye.